Hello and welcome to the first episode of my brand new series, Football Analysis. This is a series where I'm going to be breaking down the top two from the Saturday and Sunday games and maybe midweek games from the Premier League, mainly Premier League unless there's some huge games going on in other leagues such as Championship or lower leagues and that. And I'm going to be analysing it for you and bringing you, the match report as it is, what happened, what were the highlights of it. So to start this video off, I'm just going to put a disclaimer. This is not a highlights video, so there will be no raw clips as it is of the goals. So if that's what you're looking for, probably want to click on the video now. And I will also be stating the scores. So if you want to watch Match of the Day later this evening, I won't give you the full score until right at the end of the video, but you might want to click off before that. So today we're going to be breaking down the absolute scorcher of the London derby of Arsenal versus Tottenham, and I'll tell you what, I was listening to this on the radio and then ended up going down to watch it, and it was an absolute cracker of a game. So we'll jump right into this then. So as I said, this was the Arsenal-Tottenham game, and it was taking place on the 26th of February 2012 at the Emirates Stadium, and it started with a bit of a boom, it was fair to say. In the third minute, 51 seconds in, Louis Saha for Tottenham put Tottenham ahead with it was kind of controversial, a bit of a deflective goal. Obviously a goal is a goal, but it wasn't the way in which many Arsenal supporters were hoping they wanted to start the game. It then took till about the half an hour mark for something else big to happen. There was a few saves from Friedel and Szczesny between there, but at the 29th minute, Scott Parker, this was quite a pinnacle point for later in the game, picked up a yellow card, so keep that in mind. And then on the 33rd minute it was Adebayor, which didn't go down well at all. It was a very, very controversial penalty with Bale. I've had a bit of a look at this, and it was a hard call on the ref, it was fair to say, but Bale got taken down as it is. You can't see the hyphens, but by Szczesny, and got a penalty, and then Adebayor stepped up to take the penalty. He then scored it to put Tottenham 2-0 ahead with the penalty, and he became only the second person to score in the London derby for both teams. That's Arsenal and Tottenham, but obviously at this point the Arsenal fans were not in the greatest frame of mind. We'd had a good amount of possession, but Tottenham, as you could tell, 2-0 at half an hour, were all over us. However, when it got to the 40th minute, Arsenal did fight back with Bakary Sagna actually getting a cheeky headed goal to put it back to 2-1. There's another booking, so we're on about where are we? 42nd minute. There was 4 bookings in. You kind of expect that for a derby to be a bit scrappy, but no one would be sent off at this point, so it was going well in the referee's eyes. And then literally 3 minutes later from Sagna's goal, guess who? Captain Fantastic, Van Persie, pops up to make it 2-2. Absolute screamer it was. So if you are watching Match Day, that is one to look out for. So got to a half time, 3 minutes added time, and it was 2-2. So it was aimed to be another cracking second half, and tell you what, for the Arsenal supporters, it definitely was that. It took only till the 50th minute for Rosicky, after a 2-year goal drought, to actually get one of his first goals in 2 years. So Friedel up until this point was having a fantastic game, but that was unlucky for him. And then it was actually then a quarter of an hour later, in the 65th minute and 67th minute, so 2 minutes apart, Arsenal picked up 2 quick goals from Theo Walcott, none other, and that was pretty much the highlights of the game. It was after about the 70th minute it all started. Arsenal were kind of dominating all over Tottenham. They did have a few chances. However, it kind of, once the 4th and the 5th, second, 5th one went in quickly, you could see the Tottenham team had lost their morale. And just to add insult to injury, it got to the 86th minute, and that yellow card from, I think it was about the 30th minute for Scott Parker. He got sent off for quite late tackle on Vermaelen for Arsenal, so that was a little bit unlucky. Scott Parker's gonna miss the Man U game against Tottenham, which he's quite a big player. But I'll just give you a few stats. It was 56% possession to Arsenal, so they did kind of dominate, and they had 21 shots overall to Tottenham's 8, with 13 being on target and Tottenham's 4 on target. So Tottenham did have a better ratio, 50-50 on target, but obviously it's the shots that count really, and it was, as you expect for a derby, it was a kind of a meaty game with 15 fouls for Arsenal and 12 to Tottenham. But as I said, I did say earlier that Tottenham had a better ratio. They did have 50, but actually looking back at it now, it's actually 21-13 for Arsenal, and that's better. So it was kind of down to the domination up until the 40th minute. I was thinking Tottenham could go on here and grab a couple more and just be an absolute state for Arsenal, but Wenger did also admit that he did have a bit of a confidence worry at the beginning of the game, probably around the 40th minute, as I did. But yep, that's the end of the first episode. Hope you have enjoyed. So the final score, as I said, I'll leave it to the end. It was 5-2 to Arsenal. It was an absolute corker of a game. So two for Walcott and a controversial penalty for Tottenham. So I would definitely recommend checking this out on Match of the Day if you're a UK citizen, and I'll see you probably next weekend, unless there's a big midweek game, for the next episode of this series. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a comment, maybe a like and maybe a favourite, and I'll see you guys later.